ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Om. We will first cover today the last few remaining suktas from sage Shyavashva Atreya on Maruts. Suktam 60. Devata Maruta Atna Maruta Va Chandas Trishtuk Jagati Ile Agnim Swavasam Namobhi. I invoke by Vedic hymns and salutations Agni, who is a good protector. What has been done by us here, he knows. I cast the hymns in praise of Maruts, who go to distant places by their chariots with food or knowledge, grow by keeping myself to their right side. Agni and Maruts are being talked about in this sukta. Rest of the Ruk is self-explanatory. 5.60.2 Aye tastu prishatishu srutasu. These Maruts who make wicked men weep are established in comfortable chariots which sprinkle happiness or water and go along with the rays of the sun. O fierce Maruts, the earth and the clouds tremble for the fear of you. Air is present in the atmosphere and in the bodies of human beings. It brings happiness to all by supplying oxygen for breathing and bringing down rainwater. 5.60.3 Parvadaschinmahi Vruddho. O Maruts, at your shouting, even the large, full-grown cloud fears. The summit of the space trembles. Furnished with spears, when you play, you run like flowing waters. Clouds are broken up by a howling wind. The sky reverberates with the noise produced by a fierce wind. Winds blow together like streams of water. 60.4 Vara Ivendrai Vataso. Like rich bridegrooms decking their bodies with good ornaments, Maruts deck themselves with food, articles and prosperity. Powerful in their bodies, Maruts make themselves distinguished and active in their chariots. Maruts carry water and air which are necessary for life to exist on the surface of the earth. Wind is always active somewhere or other on the earth and holds power. 60.5 Ajyeshtaso Akanishtasa Eresam. Among these Marut brothers, none is superior or elder and none inferior or younger. They grow for prosperity of human beings. Their father, Rudra, is a performer of good deeds, is young and is terrible, making the wicked weep. Their mother, Atmosphere, yielding abundant wealth, make days good for all with the assistance of Marus. Here Rudra represents the manifested self, and the atmosphere is the abode of air. Atmosphere. He is fit for human subsistence due to the presence of air only. Fit 60.6. Yaduttame Marudo Madhyame. O Marus, you are endowed with good wealth and are terrible to the wicked. Whether you are stationed at the highest space or in the middle atmosphere or down on the earth, please come towards us here. Also, O Agni, whatever oblation we offer you, please be conscious of that. Ruk is self-explanatory. Agnischayan Marudo Vishwavedaso. All-knowing Agni and Marus are born by dripping water from beyond the sky. They are ever cheerful and shakers of the wicked. They bestow admirable wealth for an invoking performer of sacrifice. Water vapor present in the atmosphere carry energy of the sun or Agni. Air is also present here. Energy of the sun and wind together cause rainfall. Energy and air together sustains life in all living creatures. This is the primary wealth which Agni and wind bestow on a sacrificer. They also lead him to self-knowledge. Last ruk in the Sukta. Agni Marudhi Shubhayadhi 60.8. O Agni, you belong to all men. Along with auspicious venerable band of Marus, who are purifiers or conveyors of all good dealings of the world, you preside over living beings. You being delighted together with Marus, please drink this Soma essence by the brightness from the sky. May Agni and Marus enjoy the Soma essence, which may imply this hymn offered by the seer of the Ruk. This is just the Ruk. 61 Suktam from sage Shyavashva Devata Maruta Taranta Mahishi Shashiyasi etc. Chandas Gayatri Anushtup Sato Brihati. Many of the ruks in this sukta may not need any additional explanations. Kesthanara Shreshtatamaya 5.61.1. Who are you? O leaders of men, who is the best? Who come one by one from afar, from the highest point of the space. The ruk is to indicate that the sukta deals with Marus or air, who manifest after the space as explained earlier. 61.2. Kwa o shwa kwa. Where are your horses? Where are your bridles? How do you come quickly? The seat is on the back of the horse and the bridle is in the nostrils. Horses that drive Maruts are sun's rays. Wind is produced by differential heating of the earth's surface. Jagane choda esham vi. On their hip and loins is the god. Leaders of men stretch their legs. They, like parents on the birth of the children, control their horses well. Horses of Maruts are under the control of sun's rays. But here, Maruts are being imagined to be controlling their horses themselves. 61.4. Para Virasa Edana Maryaso O heroes, you move along with men who are endowed with manliness and good knowledge. May you become red like metal heated by fire. Like a heated metal, Maruts shine with reddish luster due to sun's rays. 61.5. Sanatsashvam Pashumuta Gavyam, praised by Shyavashva, a man Sanatsashvam Pashumata, praised by Shyavashva, a man having brown horses. May a woman whose hands are raised for a hero bestow wealth consisting of horses, cows, cattle, goats, and hundreds of other things. May Mother Nature bestow all kinds of wealth on a heroic invoker of Maruts, which may mean seeker of truth. A man having brown horses or spiritual rays, spiritual light rays, implies the seer of the Sukta Shyavashva. Udatva Stri Shashiyasi Pumso, that woman only is praiseworthy, who is not an infidel and not miserly, but who makes a man prosperous. Ruk is self-explanatory. It is just a statement of fact. Why 61.7. Vi Yajanadi Jasurim, one who discriminates a needy person, a thirsty man and a lusty fellow, her mind is engaged in the attainment of good virtues. Uda Kha Nemo Astuta Puma. A person with half knowledge is not to be praised, says a praiser. He is equivalent to a giver of enmity or punishment. A person with half knowledge should be avoided always. 61.9. Udame Arabadjivadir. Moreover, a youthful female who is a bestower of admirable bliss told me, who has brown horses, is well renowned, is wise and is virile, the right path by moving in front, borne by red horses, brown colored rays of spiritual light. Shyavashva. Inner voice of the seer leads him along the right path to truth. Yo me dhenunam shatam. 61.10. A wise man having his senses under control and who is like a boat taking one across ocean of miseries gives me 100 cows and admirable wealth. Here, cows and wealth symbolizes self-knowledge. An enlightened soul reveals self-knowledge to the seer of the Sutta is the gist of the Ruk. Ya im mahanta ashubhi pibanto. They, Maruts, drinking the sweet, delightful water and carried by fast-moving horses, upholds many food materials here on the earth. Maruts evaporates water. Clouds carry water vapor. Winds drive the clouds, bringing down rainwater to earth, which is essential for food production. Delightful water may mean spiritual soma, and horses the rays of spiritual light. Food materials then stand for bodies of living creatures. Yesham Shriyadhi Rodasi 61.12, in whose beauty or wealth the space and earth are established. In their chariots they shine like the golden sun high above the space. Marut's wind is produced by the rays of the sun in the atmosphere, which is a layer between the space and earth. Yuva sa Maruto Gana. This band of Maruts are youthful, energetic and blameless. They are seated in blazing chariots going to distant waters, rivers and oceans, and are unrestrainable. Wind is unrestrainable. They appear to travel in the chariot like clouds which shine in the sunlight. Hence their chariots are said to be blazing. 61.14. Ko vedano namesham. Who knows with certainty where the Maruts rejoice? They are born from Rita, the laws of nature. They are sinless and are shakers of earth and atmosphere. Physically, Maruts rejoice in the atmosphere. In the spiritual sense, Maruts rejoice in the self, which none can see. 61.5. Yuyam Marutam Vivanyava. O learned Maruts, you are leaders of men, and with your intellect, you are listeners of the invocation of sacrificers. The Ruk is self-explanatory. It is to be taken in the subtle sense. Maruts stand for the soul of pranas, the manifested self, Pratyaksham Brahma. 61.16. Teno vasuni kamya. Those sacrifice-worthy, destroyers of violence and bringers of much gold, Maruts, may bestow many desirable articles on us. Desirable articles may imply knowledge, objective and subjective. Here also, Maruts stand for the manifested self. Edam me stomam urme. 61.7. O learned lady, shining like night, you please hear this praise of music. Like a charioteer, you carry these words to distant places for the seer of the Sukta. May Mother Nature spread these words of the seer to distant places through the medium of atmospheric air. 61.8. Udame Vochatathiti. Udame Vochatathiti. During my life's journey, my desire of Atmiya Soma, essence of extracted or born products, remains unfulfilled. This you might tell me and others. Mother Nature may say that seer of the Sukta is not identified himself with the self and flowing essence of Atma, because he has mentioned earlier that he has received cattle, etc., from a learned man. 5.61.19 Esha Kshedi Rathavidi. This wealthy person dwells among the clouds, following the pathway covered by chariots, the way sun rays are enshrined in the cloud. That person could be the band of Maruts conceived of as one entity. He stays in the atmosphere among the clouds and is driven by sun's rays. That person could also be the seer of the Sukta dwelling in ignorance. This marks the end of Suktas from sage Shavashva in this chapter. Now we take up Suktam 62. This is from sage Shruta with Atreya. Devata is Mitra Varuna. Chandas Drushtu. This Sukta can be considered as one of the misunderstood suktas. Some of the rugs carry implied meaning. Rutena Rutam apihitam dhruvam. O Mitra Varuna, I have seen that one, and the best form among the bodies of self-luminous objects, where thousands of rays of the sun are radiating, and where you and Ruta abide together. Mitra and Varuna are imaginary entities presiding over day and night respectively. Hence, they are said to be sustainers of Ruta, or nature's laws. The sun in the space is the best luminous form and is one form of manifestation of gross matter. Both gross and imaginary forms are appearances caused by the manifested self. That one stands for Atma here. That Atma shines with infinite spiritual light rays. Tatsuvam Mitra Varuna 62.2. O Mitra Varuna, you feel full your greatness as impellers of the world. You yield the time with days by filling the daytimes with light. Let all the speeches or hymns increase in the middle of the day. You drive the wheel of time. Impeller of the universe is the self, Atma, which is beyond space and time. Day and night are caused by rotation of the earth about its axis and are natural phenomena attributed to Mitra and Varuna. Hence, they are said to be timekeepers of this changing universe. 62.3 Adharayatam Prithvimudatyam. O Mitra and Varuna, you uphold the earth and the space by your greatness. O givers of life, you help the herbs to grow. You let the rainwaters flow and gladden the earth. Look is self-explanatory. Avam Ashvasas Sayuju Vahantu. O Mitra and Varuna, let easily harnessable horses, spiritual light rays bear you to may well-controlled reins, spiritual light rays lead you towards us. Charioteer of water follows you. Streams of rainwater flow always from ancient times. Charioteer of water may mean maruts or wind. Differential heating of the atmosphere by sun's rays causes movement of air or wind. Wind brings rainwater to earth. 62.5 Anu Shrutam Amatim Shrutam Amatim Vardhadurvim. O upholders of might, Mitra and Varuna, you increase your famous and beautiful form. You protect earth like water by your good association and actions. Endowed with abundant food materials, you dwell in homes seated among streams of sacred verse. Thus Mitra and Varuna, in association with wind, protect the earth, water and the atmosphere, which enable food production by plants on the earth. So they are well praised in knowledge sacrifices. Akraviharta Sukrude Paraspa 62.6. O Varuna, along with Mitra, you too are shining on account of your virtues. You preserve your kingdom. Your hands are free from violence and you are free from anger. Whomsoever you protect in the midst of sacred speeches, for that person of noble deeds you uphold strength and 1,000-pillared home. Kingdom of Mitra Varuna is this material universe. For a seer of sacred hymns, they uphold the spiritual kingdom which radiates many rays, many spiritual rays. Home implies abode of the self. Hiranya Nirnigayo Asya Sthuna. The golden pillars of that home shine like the upholders of blue gold. The sun in the space or like lightning in the atmosphere. We shall attain that pillar in the auspicious temple which is full of love and is belonging to the being on the driver's seat, which means universal impeller. Pillars of this home are spiritual light rays, which are like sun's rays or like those of lightning. They shine not with physical light but with spiritual light. Seer of the Sukta is hoping to see that light of the self. Auspicious temple means abode of the self. 62.8 Hiranyarupamushaso. O Varuna and Mitra, at the end of dawn, at the rise of the sun, you mount on your splendid car, which is shining like the golden pillar. Seated in your chariot, You see Aditi, Mother Nature, and Diti, the perishable effect. Mother Nature is the source of the universe, and effect is the manifested material universe. At the dawning of spiritual knowledge, Mitra and Varuna are realized to be appearances, though subtle, caused by ignorance, which is the source of all manifestations, both subtle, Mitra Varuna, and gross, material universe. Yet Bamhishtam Nadividhe. O Mitra, 62.9, last track in the Sukta. O Mitra Varuna, you are guardians of the bountiful universe. Whatever most abundant and uninterrupted wealth that you hold, with that you protect us in a flawless shelter, so that we may become victorious over our foes and distributors of wealth to the needy. Flawless shelter implies the self. Foes are internal or evil thoughts which are creations of an ignorant mind. May we become preachers of truth or knowledge of the self. This is the implied meaning of the last part of the verse. This is a well presented, simple but a sublime sutta. We go now. This is the end of chapter 3 of Ashtakam 4. We take up Suktam 63, Ashtakam 4, chapter 4. Say Rishi Archanana Atreya Devata Mitra Varunau Chandas Jagati Tratasya Gopavadhi Tishthatho Yatham Tratasya Gopavadhi Tishthatho Yatham 63.1. Mitra Varuna, you are protectors of Rita, natural laws, and observers of true Dharma. You ascend the chariot in the supreme abode. Whom you protect in this world, for him the sweet rain or bliss is sprinkled from the atmosphere by you. Mitra and Varuna came into being from birthless Brahman to preserve Rita. They lead a man to self-knowledge. 63.2 Samraja Vasya Bhuvanasya Rajatho. O Mitra Varuna, you are shining well by your virtues. You are the lords of the universe. In this knowledge sacrifice, we pray for wealth, such as water, for knowledge and immortality to you, who are seers of the sun or the self. Your subjects, Maruts, pervade the atmosphere and the earth. Sacrificers are praying for self-knowledge to Mitra Varuna. Rest of the Ruk is self-explanatory. Samraja Ugra Vrishabha Divaspadi. Mitra Varuna, shining by their virtues, are valorous and mighty, are protectors and illuminators of the space and the earth. They remain with the wonderful clouds which cause sound and light. With the covering of the cloud, you cause rainfall. Mitra and Varuna are said to cause rain through their subjects, the Maruts. Clouds would be ignorance, and rainfall may be indicative or dawning of spiritual knowledge. Mayavam Mitra Varuna Divishrita. 63.4 O Mitra Varuna, your extraordinary power rests in the space. The brilliant illuminator of the sun moves a wonderful weapon. You cover him up with cloud and rainwater in the atmosphere. Shining rain cloud sprinkles drops of sweet water on the earth. The whole universe of matter proclaims the power of Mitra Varuna. Manifestation of the sun, energy and water is being attributed to them in this rug. Ratham Yunjade Maruta Shubhe Sukham. O Mitra Varuna, like heroes going for battle, Maruts harness delightful chariots in combination with the rays of the sun. Maruts layer your subjects move around in different worlds many times, shining well by your virtues. May you sprinkle water on us from the atmosphere. The same idea is presented in the previous ruk, is being repeated here. 5.63.6 Vacham Sumitra Mitra Varuna. O Mitra Varuna, rain cloud thunders. In the same way, you utter a wonderful speech, which is giver of peace like water and is endowed with light of knowledge. Maruts, with their intellect, cover the clouds well. You should make the ruddy, spotless atmosphere to rain water over the earth. Here the cloud stands for ignorance. Mitra and Varuna are imagined to possess your good intellect and speaking capability. They shower rainwater on the earth. Symbolically, they lead men to self-knowledge by destroying ignorance. Dharmana Mitra Varuna Vipashchita. 63.7 O Mitra Varuna, you protect Rita, the eternal laws of nature, by following the well-known righteous duties. By the illusion of the Supreme Spirit, you illuminate the whole universe by nature's laws. You uphold the wonderful chariot like the sun in the space. Birthless Brahman is the truth. This material universe is an appearance or illusion cast by the self. Mitra and Varuna are subtle manifestations who are being imagined to be responsible for preserving this universe by keeping the time for the Creator. The sun is a gross manifestation, so also is the space. But it is a more subtle manifestation than the sun. All manifestations are caused by the ignorance of the self. This is more or less the summary of this sukta. With this Suktam 63, we end today's session. Viramastavat.